I tell you, we had a moment, we were driving, and she was like, ugh. And I was like, what's going on, babe? And she was like, I just want someone else on me. And I was like,
It had been.
I'm driving. I'm like,
He was like, what?
wait, excuse me? I was like, what do you mean you just want somebody else on? And look, she was in her own world. She was just like...
Just staring out the window. And it didn't mean exactly that. What I meant was we had been in a relationship for...
a long time.
Probably 10 years by then.
No, it was like 7 years.
7-year itch, you know what they say. And, I had missed... Like, you miss when you get married that moment that you guys meet for the first time and... He walks you to your door and you're like, oh, is this going to be a thing? Is it not going to be? The butterflies, all those things when you're dating people, the spontaneity, all those little things. And I had just gotten to a point where I was like, oh, I'm never going to have a first kiss again with someone. I'm never going to get that anxious feeling again when you're first dating someone and you don't know where it's going. And it was more like a realization of all of that stuff. And I was like, oh God, I'm going to have to let that go. Like those butterfly feelings. And you have butterflies when you're married for a long time, but it's just,
they're different butterflies.
It's different.
They're not real butterflies. They're
like moths. They're like moths.
They don't, they haven't got pretty colors no more. They just beige.
Ones that flutter towards the light.
They just beige, maybe got a hole in the wing.
There are 21 people in this building. Give me them handkerchiefs. I have some handkerchiefs in my bag that's been on my prayer room for 1 year. It's been on the floor in my prayer room for 1 year. Lay it on this table. And God said, this generation, the people that are in this building, He's taken us to another level. Who is He talking to? Who is He talking to? Preachers in this building. Solomon said, when I got through sowing my 1,000 burnt offerings, the Spirit of the Lord asked me, what do you want me to do for you? We got to get on that side of it. Not the side where we always asking God. But we got to get on the side where God asks us. And that's another level of sacrifice. There's 21 people in this building that God said will give $1,000. And I'm going to give you this handkerchief out of my prayer room. And if your breakthrough don't come, you can call me. Because I know what I'm talking about. He said there has to be a divine shift in this building this year. There has to be a divine shift. You're the next generation. You're the next church. Please don't scare me. This is what the church is going to look like 10 years from now. Don't scare me. Don't scare me. Go home and you take yourself on a fast. You go home and you get in prayer. You go back to your room and stop all this foolishness. You go back and get in the presence of God and say, Lord, you dropped a mantle in this building today. You're calling me to carry a torch to the next generation. Don't let me be one that fumbled the ball. He said, 21 people in this building, come now wherever you are. Give me an envelope. Give me some envelopes. He said, 21 people, come now wherever you are. He talking to you in this building. $1,000 ain't nothing. $1,000 ain't nothing in comparison to what God's going to do. I didn't call for buckets yet, y'all. It ain't nothing. There's plans that you have that ain't going through until you make that sacrifice to the Lord. Stand right here, young man. There's business plans that y'all got. It ain't going through until you make that sacrifice to God. There's promotions that you want. You're not going to get it until you make that sacrifice to God. Line up right here. I know what I'm talking about. I know what I'm talking about. Line up right here. I know what I'm talking about. The Lord said you better come. I'm just a messenger. He said there's 21 of you all sitting here. You put everything else on your credit card. I don't care what vending machine you told you was coming back. What vending table you, not today. There's pastors that don't, God want to open doors for you. He don't want you to rent. He wants you to own your own building. But you got to make that sacrifice. Who is he talking to? Who is he talking to? Older and younger. There's doors that you won't open. There's some people sitting in this church that's been praying for things for your church. You're the one that's called to make this sacrifice for your church. Come now. I know you're in here because the prophecy don't lie. The Spirit of the Lord don't lie. The Spirit of the Lord don't lie. The Spirit of the Lord don't lie. He's not a lying spirit. He said 21 people in here. If God wasn't talking, nobody would have moved. He said 21 people in this building. That's what he means. He said 21 people in this building. How do I know God is talking to me? Because you got it. That's how I know God is talking to you. Because it's in your account right now. Because it's on your credit card right now. That's how I know God is talking to you. Well, I ain't never gave that before. You know what? In order to get something you ain't never had, you got to do something you ain't never did. Who is God preaching to? Who is God preaching to? Well, how do I know God is talking to me? How do I know God is talking to me, Dr. Bynum? Because the devil should be talking to you too. The devil should be telling you why you shouldn't do it. The devil should be giving you excuses as to why you shouldn't give that kind of money. But the devil don't never give you that excuse when it's time for a down payment for a car. He don't never give you that excuse when it's time for you to put a down payment on a house. He only does it when it's time for you to get a breakthrough for your life. My God. I called and you answered. I'm the messenger. I'm the messenger. I'm the messenger. I need some off of them.
My toxic trait is I've been trying to fix my shit with meaningless situationships, knowing that no man could ever love me the way my father did, so I don't even bother with no relationship. Choosing men that's emotionally unavailable, because the trauma that I carry, I've been trying to bury. So I picked the ones I couldn't even tell it to. And when it's said and done and me and him are through, he took another piece of me. So now it ain't no peace for you. You couldn't keep me if you wanted to. My toxic trait is that I'm disappearing as soon as I feel like somebody knows me. No tear-stained pillows when I was the only one there to hold me, just nights, staring at the ceiling. No tears left to cry, just disappearing feelings. No sad song to be sung, just little me going numb. And I got so used to being loved from a distance that when I came across the first man that did it, I wasn't even tripping. And my toxic trait is, for that, I don't think I need no therapy. It makes sense because the ones that was supposed to be wasn't ever there for me. And my heart been so turned inside out that even when I pour it out, I don't even feel like I'm being vulnerable. And I'm already on my way out the door as soon as you getting comfortable. And yeah, they play their hand how they play it. And whatever's on my mind, I just go ahead and save it. I'm the one that chooses, and I chose you, so I don't even gotta say shit. I know my love ain't the type of love that you play with. So I pick dudes that don't do love, the type of dudes you can only lay with. Non-committal, because he married to the streets. We both got war stories, and we just share them on my sheets. My toxic trait is that I think I'm scared of love, because deep down, I know how many times that I've been told I'm too much. And my mama never told me not to date a thug. My toxic trait is I love me in ways that no man could top. And once I decide that I love you, it ain't no way that I'ma stop. And the only way to break this bond is if he fuck it up, and every time he do, I still find a way to suck it up. And my problem is, I hear you even when you don't say it. And even without acknowledging the apologies, I already decided that I'm staying. My toxic trait is that I ain't even hurting every time they do me dirty. I broke my father's heart, so when it comes to this love thing, I'm questioning if I'm worthy.
Happy birthday. What's going on with this? You weren't picking your phone, and I was trying to say happy birthday.
Yeah. Because you shouldn't be here. That's why
Well,
she's
having a birthday party with family.
That's why she wasn't answering the phone.
But I was trying.
That's why she wasn't answering the phone, but you shouldn't be
Family,
here.
right? Family. This was.
But you shouldn't be here.
Family.
He
set this up kind of.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Right. Because you ain't been here.
Wait.
Because you ain't. Right.
Yeah, we're not
Bro, you have not been here. I don't want to hear nothing. I don't want to hear nothing about nothing. We're not even doing this. Come on.
Come on, man. You know
Hey, we'll talk about this later. We're gonna have a good time, okay?
Talk to him. Please.
We're family. We're gonna meet outside.
Please talk to him.
No, you don't have to do that.
Talk to him.
No,
Go ahead.
let's finish this.
Go ahead. I'm gonna let you talk to him. Because if I talk to him, it's not.
I got presents outside.
It's not gonna be pretty.
No, you haven't been here. We'll do this later. We can do this another day, another time. Can you tell him? Can you talk to him?
Bro.
Can you talk to him?
Bro, you
We
ain't
can
been
do this
here.
another time, though.
Come on, we need to know
He's
these
been
presents.
here.
Over here is first, though.
Well, no.
You ain't been here.
Oh my God.
It's stepping, bro. Like,
Oh my
this is
God.
not even. I set this up.
You coming to open these presents? Bro, wait, my boy.
You wasn't even here for his graduation, but you tried. What you mean you got presents?
Time, y'all.
You weren't even here for the
You have not
graduation.
been here.
Bro, hold on.
Don't.
You missed everything.
He started.
And then you
All
showed to
the
his birthday
birthdays
party.
that you
Talking about you
missed.
got some presents for him, bro?
Okay?
Bro,
All the
come on,
he's
King.
been here for him. He's
on,
been
King.
here for King.
He don't look like
He's
he been.
providing.
That's my son now.
Okay?
This is my son now. You ain't been here.
You need to leave.
You ain't been here. This is my
You
son
need
now.
to
Come on,
leave.
Keisha.
You really make yourself look bad right now. You making yourself look bad right now.
Bro,
Oh my God. I can't
you doing, bro, hold on. Bro, you doing it in front of your son. But you doing this in front of him, though. Come holler at you about what? What's up? Bro, you ain't been here. What you mean? You ain't been here.
You tripping. You coming up here after how long?
You ain't even picking the
After
phone up.
how
I'm trying to talk to
long?
the
Look at his face. He barely remembers you.
Hey, he said, what's up, King? He know what's up.
God, you're not taking King out of here. I promise you that.
You're not doing this to him. You're not doing this to him. Leave. Leave.
Tripping, boy. Hey,
That boy know who been here. That boy know who been here for him, and you ain't been here for
hey,
him.
King.
You call him all you want, he ain't coming out here.
Hey, King. Hey, wait, come on. Hey,
He ain't coming out here.
boy, you
He
tripping,
ain't
boy.
coming
My
out here.
son's birthday, boy, for real, boy. Hey, boy.
That's my son now. Where you was
Birthday,
at?
for real.
Go back to wherever you was at. Every time you come over here with this, go back to where you was at. Go back to where you was
You
at.
not really do this for son's birthday. Huh? Baby, what, who you talking to, boy?
Nah, me.
You talking to both of us, huh?
Nah, she talking to me. She talking to me. She not your baby no more. She not your baby no more, and King not your baby no more. I got both of your babies now. I got both of your babies now. I got both of your babies now.
Well, you know I got the bread, boy.
We're not
You know
doing
I'll
this.
expose you.
We're not doing this.
Well, you know I'll
We're not
expose
doing
you,
this.
boy.
I didn't even know. Hold on.
Hey,
I didn't even know we was over here.
Hey,
Exposing yourself.
hey, you know I got the Texas, boy. Hey, boy, I'll expose it, boy. Hey, boy, I send everything, boy. I send it to him.
Bro,
Last week and everything. Hey, last week and everything.
how'd you find out we was even on it now, bro? You don't want nothing to do with you. They ain't want nothing to do with you. You ain't been here.
Last week, yeah.
No.
Oh, now you in love now.
Hang it for you. I promise you.
I'm gonna see you tonight. Hey, you know you gonna call me tonight.
It's gonna be promised. I promise you that. King not going nowhere with you. It's done. It's over.